If you're new here and joining us for the first time, I'm Dawn. I am a flower farmer here in South Louisiana in Zone 8B. And welcome to my hot mess. Oh, y'all, it's a hot mess today, but it's fine. It's been one of those weeks where I've had to go into the office and I just kind of depleted myself. I have emptied my cup. I have poured into so many others this week that this morning when I woke up, I am going to use this word for the first time in my life, I think. I was yearning to get out here, it is just hysterical to me because I'm like, if y'all would have known me like 10 years ago, you would have never thought I would be yearning to get out into a flower field. It's just that, talk about growth, literally and figuratively. But so I'm out here today because we are in the weird transition right now, right? Like it is time to get rid of warm season annuals and start prepping for cool season annuals. So I've got two things. I've got two separate projects. I'm viewing them as two separate projects right now out here because of just how we did this year. This year we did companion planting with our flowers and our vegetables. And so I'm trying to separate that out right now in my mind as the things I got to get done. Y'all, I'm sorry, you're going to see me pulling stuff off of me. We have, it is love bug season. So for us, the saying in the South is love bugs are a sign of cool weather. And they are. It's a little bit cooler out here, but they just fly all over you. I don't know if you have love bugs where you are, but they're black bugs with a little red head, and they're usually attached to another one. They get all over our windshields and our car grills, and they don't bite. But I had to go look up. I was like, what is their purpose? So I know I'm digressing, but this was just interesting. So they are actually called nature's decomposer. So they feed on decayed vegetation, and then they spread organic matter. So I'm trying to look at them differently, but God, they are annoying as hell. So I'm trying, people. I didn't say I was doing it. I said I'm trying. So they love my back right now. Anyway, so I'm trying to approach this in with two different projects in mind. So first, vegetables. I've got to get my spring and summer vegetables out of here. I have like 2 more watermelons. Woohoo! I need to go harvest, and then I'm going to yank up all the watermelon. I have some squash left over that, again, just the pest pressure was too much. I got to get that pulled up. I'm going to thin out my peppers because the peppers are still performing, but I feel like I need to pull out some of them, thin them out. Because I do feel like my soil is getting depleted. Cantaloupe. I had some beautiful cantaloupe going, and then before it was time for them to harvest, something came in and ate them, like literally just clawed through the top and just had a little buffet. I mean, so yeah, they got their vitamins they needed for the day. So those need to be pulled up. I had some cantaloupe that did not do well. Cucumber that did not do well, so I need to get that cantaloupe pulled up. No, why do I keep saying cantaloupe, y'all? It's cucumber. I have some of those that need to be pulled up. So I'm got to get the vegetables out of here to get ready for my fall vegetables, which I'm going to start probably in the next week or so. Let me tell you what I'm starting. Paper. Farming over 50. Can't remember crap. I'm going to start beets and broccoli, cabbage, cauliflower. I'm going to start another round of cucumbers, and I'm going to start my winter squash, so butternut and spaghetti squash, hoping they'll do better because in the winter the pest pressure isn't as intense. So hoping I'll have some luck there. I'm looking over here because I'm trying to remember. There was something else I wanted to start. Now I can't remember. It'll come to me. And I didn't write it down, so who knows? May never come back to me. I need to get that going and get that, so I definitely want to get these rows cleaned up. So that's project 1. Project 2. As you know, if you've watched my other video, I want to move my flowers into a pasture on the other side of the house. So that still needs to be bush hogged, and the raised beds need to be built. So that's some work that needs to be done. So I got to get some stuff cleaned up over here though. And I'm going to circle back around to that, or not. Somebody remind me. Time to get these filled up. Y'all, these zinnias, I have cut them to death. I did a one planting of zinnias. I did 120 soil blocks, probably about 100 out here in the field. I have lived off of them. I've lived off of them. I'm not even gonna lie. That has been, they have supplied my last 2 bouquet subscription rounds. I have done custom flower orders out of it. I've cut some to press. They have done beautifully. So it's just time for them to go. They are starting to grow back. The blooms are much smaller. They're starting to turn brown at the bottom. So it's just time for them it's time to get rid of them. So those need to go. I think I'm going to cut down my Gomphrena as well and go ahead and dry what I have. So that's going to go. My coxcomb looks good. I'm probably going to leave some of it. But the one that looks like the troll's hair, the celosia that looks like the troll's hair, it's gone to seed. It needs to come out. And that stuff will just reseed itself. So it needs to come out. I still have some ageratum holding on over there. That's going to go. Then I have some basil. I'm going to keep that because of my filler. And then I have my mint on the other side of the house. So what I have done is I have started kind of condensing what I want to do to get me through October, November-ish, because I think I want to offer one more round of subscriptions, or I may do just some type of special where I run just bouquets for anyone for 2 weekends in a row. I don't know yet, just depends. So I've taken my first 3 rows of flowers, and those rows are about 3.5 foot wide by 70 foot long, about right at 70 foot long. So they hold a lot of flowers, and that's where I have started sunflowers, another planting of zinnias, and some marigolds for the fall. Because I don't want to do too much, because I'm not trying to put any more pressure on myself than I need to. We've got work to do to prep that let's try this one more time. To prep the pasture, and so I don't want to have to be torn in between trying to get that done, this done, and not to mention I have some major deadlines for the end of the year at work, so that's going to consume a lot of my time. So I need to make sure things are manageable. So the plan now is get those going, get this stuff all cleaned up. Like these gourds are ready to be picked, most of them anyway. The stems have turned brown. I want to get them picked and cut and get into the stem shed to start drying, because I got some fun things I want to do with those. I have a whole trellis full of loofahs. There are loofahs, when I look over there are loofahs that need to be picked that have turned brown, so need to pick them, get them processed, and get them ready for sale. Those will go up on my website in my shop, so I want to get that done. So there are some things that I just need to do from a maintenance standpoint. And get those things finished. Which brings me to this piece. I am not, if you're following folks on social media, you'll see in Zone 8B people are starting their cool season flowers. I'm not starting mine right now. I know, shocker. Last year I beat myself up about not having my stuff in the ground before December because my first frost is at the end of November. But, quite frankly, our first frost doesn't really mean anything. I mean, it's cold for like 24 hours in November. The ground is always workable. And even though I didn't get things started until December, I still had blooms. And again, part of that is putting that own self-imposed pressure. Well, that farm has ranunculus already. Mine are going to be another 2 weeks. So what? So I've gotten out of that space. But the only flower I'm going to start right now is the Lisianthus. And if you remember, I did a 72 count tray last season, and 30 germinated and made it into the ground, and about 12 of those actually bloomed. Wasn't great. They're beautiful, but I thought about doing plugs this year, but I think I really want to wait until we're into the pasture with the raised beds, or have another structure up before I do plugs. So I have a ton of seeds, so I'm just going to start them all. And I think too, if I can just start those and just concentrate on keeping those alive and getting them to a space where they're a little bit bigger, it should be around the same time I'll start my cool season flowers, because I'm thinking, so if you think about it this way, when I start my cool season flowers, in 4 to 6 weeks, they're ready to go out into the field. If I started them right now, it would be mid-October, end of October, and they're ready to go. It's still freaking hot here in October. We trick or treat in shorts. It is very seldom is it cold at Halloween. So, I'm good. So I'm not going to start those probably for a couple more weeks and shoot for, I mean, I like to be out here transplanting the week of Thanksgiving because I'm off that week and that gives me 7 days. So I think I may just back it up and time it to start those mid-October. All the other cool season flowers mid-October, like the bachelor buttons, the straw flowers, all of those mid-October, to have them out in November. You know, I'm going to do a little bit later planting, getting tulips in the ground. So it's just going to be a process. But yeah, I got to clean. I got to pull some stuff up. But I will say, the weather has been weird. Not weird, it's just been gross. It's like, it is a sloshy mess out here right now. But I find this is the best time for me to come out here and pull stuff up because the ground is wet and the root system is easy, and so I don't have to yank very much. It's usually just a pop and it's out. I mean, it's more taxing to have to throw it in the back of the wagon and go dump it in the compost than it is to get it pulled. So that's kind of the plan for right now. You know, I am trying to, you know, just one day at a time. I mean, I have a long-term plan, but I'm not putting that pressure on myself. And I was listening to, it drove it home for me. I was listening to and watching some other videos and some things on social media, and you know, I see some of these farmers who have just completely beat themselves up and are just fatigued, and you know, and it's a real thing. August is a real thing for fatigue for flower farmers, because you are really busting your butt all year, you know, during this time. In August, it seems to be the time that you just go. And so, you know, it just makes me sad that that's something we can control, and we don't do a really good job at it. I think the older I've gotten, the better I've gotten at it. I think the life lesson for me was can't control anything. I sure can't control the weather. I can't control pests. I can't control people. But the one thing I can control is how I react to things. And so that has been, for the last few years, that's kind of been what I've done, is just trying to control how I react, and I get to choose how my day goes. So I'm not letting any of this get to me. I ain't worried that somebody else that has a flower farm would, you know, in the same area as me, has already got stuff in the ground and they're going to have blooms in February or January, and mine won't be here till March. I'm okay with that. Because I want to do this for my enjoyment. I want to make a profit. I want to make a profit, but I also want to enjoy it. I want to keep that passion about it. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of yearning. I can figure out how to work that into some other conversations. So, I guess I'm going to get busy today. Let me check my list, make sure I talked about everything I wanted to talk to you about. Pulling the flowers, starting the lisianthus, starting my fall seeds. Yep. I think I'm good. So, as I yank another love bug off of me, thank you for joining me today. And until we meet again, I hope you're turning all your daydreams into a reality. All right, I'm going to try to get these zinnias pulled real quick. Let's see how it goes. It's starting to thunder out here, so yeah, we'll see.